How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is George Uman, and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about Spice and Wolf episode 13. So, what do I think about this week's episode? I thought that this week's episode was very wholesome. I thought this was a very delightful episode and really showcased once again, Lawrence and Holo's great relationship and just how much trust they have for each other. Because as you see, a lot of the part, if not all of the episode, is involving Holo being sick and, just Lawrence taking care of her and, proving why he's a great husband, husbando, if you might say so. But overall, I just thought it was a very happy-go-lucky episode, and I really, really enjoyed that. Now, before I go any further with this week's episode, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Spice and Wolf, as well as all my anime and manga content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really, really, really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into this week's episode. But one last thing to note is, I'm sorry for not uploading my video yesterday. I was very busy yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to watch the episode or anything. So that's why I'm doing a double upload today with my Chainsaw Man chapter review. So you guys are lucky. You guys get a double upload in one day. What, is it Christmas already? But with all that being, talked about, let's get into this week's episode. So this week's episode starts off where we see Nora, Lawrence, and Holo just chilling. They're just partying it up, at the tavern. They're drinking, eating meat. They're just having a blast, man. They're just chilling, vibing. And throughout it all, you see Holo being jealous because, Lawrence is being very talkative with Nora. And, we know Holo is a little competitive. She knows that's her man's. She doesn't want Nora to take her man's away. So, she's a little jealous. You see her from, the room. She's just kind of quiet. She's just kind of guys, if your girlfriend hits you with that look, you guys are screwed. Y'all are sleeping in the couch that night. Y'all gotta apologize. Y'all better say, write a whole essay paragraph, about what you did wrong, because let me tell you, you guys are in trouble. If a girl hits you with that look, you're in trouble. But what happens is, pretty much, throughout it all, you see Holo starts feeling weak, and then you eventually see her kind of passing out, and you're like, whoa, what's happening? And we find out is that pretty much Holo got sick. She's had a fever, and one thing to note is once she had this fever, she gets knocked out. We see this dream sequence of Holo recalling her past pretty much life where she was the wise wolf, and how that came to be, her just being, stuck in the fields this whole time, and how she just kind of chose it out of whim. It wasn't it's kind of like she was in prison. She really didn't have anything to say about it. It just kind of happened because someone had to be there, and she just happened to be the one to do it. And we also see flashback from what it looks like, previous humans that she has spent her life with, probably friends of hers from hundreds upon hundreds of years ago, if not thousands. But yeah, it was a great scene, a little bit of Holo flashback, really context. And the best thing about this week's episode was that it was, in my opinion, I think, if I remember correctly, I think this is a brand new episode we had never seen being adapted, period. I don't remember this episode ever being adapted in the original anime. So it was brand new content, which I ate up, it was great. And pretty much how we see the episode continue is that we see that Holo wakes up, Lawrence is taking care of her. She has a bad fever, and, he puts like a towel on her head. He's just taking care of her, he's showing why he's a great future husband. All right, my man is taking care of his wife, who she's sick, and he's there for her, and that really makes Holo happy. She's like, wow, this guy's actually taking care of me. And you see how Lawrence is like, yeah, I gave you some apple wine. She's drinks is this tastes horrible. What is this? This is not delicious. And what Lawrence proceeds to say is it's supposed to make you healthy. It's supposed to be healthy to relieve the medicine. It's what are you going on about? And we find out that Lawrence was actually traveling throughout the town, finding books about medicine, trying to learn how to, make her feel better. And, this was one of the remedies. And Holo does not like the taste. She's like, man, this is whatever. Give me some porridge. She's like, give me that good stuff. And we see that Lawrence is like, no, Holo, you gotta do what's best for you. And we see Lawrence pretty much, eventually cave in. He's just like, screw it. All right, I guess I'll follow along. And you see that Holo once again goes to sleep. And, she's talking to herself in this inner monologue scene where she's pretty much saying that, I've changed because of this man. This man has changed me. What is it about this man? Is he's so kind-hearted? I've been so vulnerable. He keeps seeing my weak sides. And she's just pretty much, realizing / telling herself hey, am I simping for this guy? And with something we all already known. We know they have a great chemistry. You know, they have some kind of emotional connection, and this definitely doubled down on that, you know, notion where if you weren't already in the idea of, you know, Holo has feelings for Lawrence, this 100% confirmed this by this week's episode. Which, if you still haven't realized that, then you're lost. I don't know what show you're watching. It's pretty obvious, right? But we see pretty much that, you know, as Holo starts recuperating, we see that, you know, she's starting to get her energy back. Lawrence and her are messing around. They're being playful, and she's like, I want to get like some delicious food. And Lawrence is like, okay, let's go get some delicious food, you know, like, but, you know, how about if, because she's like, I'm so lonely here, because Lawrence is like, okay, I gotta go get stuff, and you're gonna be sick here. And Holo even pretends to be asleep in bed. It's like, she's being super petty, which I love. It was very funny. I always like to see Holo's hijinks. They're always very fun. And what we see is pretty much that as the episode continues, we see that Lawrence eventually is like, okay, well, I know you're pretty lonely, right? She's like, yeah. It's like, don't worry, I'll make sure to bring a friend once, like, or I'll make sure, you know, you're not lonely. And, you know, Holo wakes up, it's like, oh yes, Lawrence is back. He's gonna keep me company. And what do we see? Actually, no, he did not just come by himself. He came with Nora. So Holo is just like, oh, like, she looks so disappointed. And Lawrence is like, yeah, like, Nora came here to, like, wish you to get better. You know, she's here to, like, hopefully relieve your sickness, or she's just here to, like, good vibes. And Holo's like, oh, this is fantastic, great. And you just see her kind of whatever. And eventually you see this sweet moment where Nora and Holo start to, like, get to know each other. You know, they start talking, and eventually, you know, like, we find out that, you know, Holo asks Nora, like, hey, what makes a great shepherd? Or what do you think the sheep like you so much? And, you know, Nora starts proceeding by saying this, like, maybe because I have a kind heart. That's why it's easy for me to, like, or what's easy about the sheeps to be able to control, like, because they have a kind heart, or something along those lines. And we see that pretty much they start laughing, and then we see that they're looking at Lawrence, because obviously Lawrence is all about the I'm good nature. So they're just like, they're laughing, and Lawrence laughs along with them, but in reality they're laughing at him in that moment, and Lawrence does not know anything about it, which makes it 1,000 times funnier, because he's just like overly dramatically starts laughing. So great job for the VA. My man really had me cracking up, because I was like, oh, this is funny. And yeah, that's how the episode ended. We see pretty much it seems like finally Holo's in good terms with Nora, and yeah, it was a very fun and wholesome episode. Something that I wasn't expecting. I knew it was going to be original content, but I had already also seen that it wasn't going to be like an anime, like, new content. It was going to be something along the lines of, like, something we had already seen from season 2. But I'm glad we got to see, you know, Holo being sick, and this whole interaction with Nora and her, because it once again gave more character development to Holo and more depth into her character, which is already, you know, she's a very interesting character as a whole. But I like seeing just the flashbacks of her past life, and just how much she's improved and changed ever since meeting Lawrence. Because, you know, ever since she met Lawrence, you know, she's drastically changed, you could say. She's very happy, very hopeful. She actually enjoys the day. Time isn't passing just by, like she says in her flashback. She actually is enjoying every single day. And it's great. I just love seeing their dynamic. And I like seeing how Lawrence, you know, how devoted he is to Holo, that he would, you know, protect her and make sure that she's safe in, you know, her weakest time, where she's sick like that. And yeah, I thought it was a phenomenal episode. Finally, something that I'm sure that the light novel readers are very happy to see, something be adapted like this, because I can see why they would be upset, because I think this episode, I can see why they were upset by this episode never being adapted in the previous adaptation of the anime, because I think this is a very important episode to once again demonstrate their chemistry and their relationship as a whole. So yeah, just mad props in this episode. Really liked it. Very wholesome episode. And yeah, so yeah, with all that being said, what did you guys think about this week's episode? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys thought it was alright? Whatever you guys thought, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Spice and Wolf, as well as more anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.